Assalamu alaikum, my name is Ibrahim and our group is called the Khalifa. We will be talking about the Islamic bond, sukuk, and the conventional bonds.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'll be talking about conventional bond versus sukuk. Now, let's talk. If a major corporation or a government wants to build something massive, like a new public transit line here in Kuala Lumpur, they need to raise a large sum of funds from investors. For decades, the standard way to get that money was to issue a conventional bond, but today, the global market has a massive alternative, the sukuk. While they might seem similar on the surface because both provide regular income, the way they are valued and priced is fundamentally completely different. Today, our team is going to break down the core mechanics of how these two instruments get their value, the mechanics of debt versus ownership.
What are bonds? And what if you are the bank? Talking about conventional bonds, essentially, a bond is a form of IOU. Basically, you will give the money to the bank and the bank will issue a bond to someone else. That someone else is now called a borrower, and the bank is called the issuer. This whole idea is called a loan. The price of the bond is directly related to the borrower's credit score or credit rating. If the credit score is high, meaning they will pay the loan on time. Every bond contract has a life cycle, beginning with the principal is the money that you are giving to the issuer. Then there is maturity. It's the expiry date or the date that you must pay back. Then finally we have the coupon. It's a annual interest rate paid by the issuer.
Sukuk pricing requires a completely different mindset. Islamic finance strictly prohibits riba or interest, which means a sukuk cannot be priced as a simple loan. Instead, sukuk represent a proportional undivided ownership interest in a tangible asset, specific project or business venture. You are not lending money, you are buying a piece of an income-generating asset. Therefore, sukuk are priced according to the value of the assets backing them. Instead of a fixed interest rate, the returns come from the actual profit sharing or the rental income that the asset produces. When you sell a sukuk on the secondary market, it is simply the sale of the ownership in the asset rather than the sale of a debt. Because of these structural differences, bonds and sukuk react to market stress in completely different ways. For conventional bonds, the biggest threat is shifting global interest rates and credit risk because a bond's interest is fixed. If central bank raise rates, the value of all the bonds drops heavily. Sukuk, on the other hand, involve asset-related risks. Because they are tied to the physical world, the profitability or rental income can fluctuate with market conditions. However, because sukuk are based on the principle of risk sharing, investors participate directly in the success or failure of the underlying asset. This risk-sharing approach creates a more equitable financial relationship between investors and assets users.
So, in conclusion, what are you actually holding in your hand? Global finance offers a powerful tool, but they represent two entirely different philosophies on how value is created. So, as we have discussed throughout the video, basically bond is the realm of financial promises driven by credit rating, and it's mostly a fixed interest rate. It's mostly a simple lender-borrower relationship. However, for sukuk, it's a realm of tangible asset driven by real-world valuation. is share the economic prosperity with everyone. And lastly, for sukuk, actual owner actually reaping profit share. So, in the end, choosing the realm of tangible asset over financial promises is more than a strategy. It is the duty as a Muslim to ensure wealth generate shared economic prosperity. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoy it.